Okay, everybody, this screencast is about using QR codes in the classroom. This square-looking thing that I'm sure you've seen before is a QR code. What it really does is it allows you to get anybody with a mobile device to any web address, including websites, YouTube videos, documents that you post on WITS that now have a web address. It gets them that information very quickly without having to type in a web address where they might screw up the web address. So it's very good for in the classroom. So putting together a QR code is actually pretty simple. The example I'm going to give you here is this document where I have a student response. They're going to create a graph, answer these questions, but I also have some directions up here. Now, I don't want to waste paper on giving every student a paper copy of the directions, so I'm going to QR code the students to these directions, and then I can just hand out, which would only take one piece of paper, the response sheet. So we'll get rid of the QR code here, and I'll show you how we do it. The first thing is we need to take this document, only the first page right here, the directions, I want to save that as a PDF. So I'm going to go to File, and I'm going to Print. Instead of printing to a printer, I'm going to choose to print to this Foxit Reader PDF printer. And I'm only going to print the first page because that first page is the directions that I want students to have. So I'm going to go Print. Now, it's not going to print to a printer. It's going to ask me for where I want to save that PDF. I'm going to call it Graphing the Atmosphere Instructions. And I'll just replace because I already had it saved as that. So now I have it as an electronic file, a PDF. My next step is to go to WITS into my documents because I want to put it in WITS. Therefore, it will have a web address that I can QR code to. So here I am where I want it to go in WITS. I'm going to go Add Document, choose Files, and I'll find the right spot. And it was that Graphing the Atmosphere Instructions right here. So now it's in WITS. And here it is, Graphing the Atmosphere Instructions. This, a lot of people don't realize, in WITS is actually a web address. If I go right-click and I go Copy Link Address, now I have a link to that document. What I want to do with that link is, first of all, it's going to be a big, long string of characters that nobody can make any sense of, including the QR code generator. So I want to shorten that URL first. I have it copied. I go to goo.gl, which is Google's URL shortener. It just shortens the URL to something simple. I'm going to paste my long URL here. I'm going to click Shorten URL. And now I have it here as goo.gl/ whatever that is. It's a lot shorter than it was before. So I'm going to go, you know what, I'll do right-click, copy here. So now I have this short URL copied. Now I want to take that, I want to make it into a QR code. The website I like is called qrstuff.com. In order to do that, very, very simple. And this is where if you were linking a YouTube video, a website, or a document like this, in the URL here, this is what we want to create the code for. So I'm just going to paste into here. And you'll see that the QR code preview here has now changed. So now that is an image that I can use as a QR code. It's just like any other image. To capture that, I like a program called Snipping Tool. It's on all of your computers, and actually it's a really useful thing for getting any graphics off of websites. I'm going to go New Snip, and then I'm going to just trace around the QR code like that. And now I have it as an image. I can go File or Edit and Copy. Now I have it copied. Now I have that image copied. I can go back to my document and just paste. And now I have it there. I'm going to go Wrap Text Type so I can put it where I want. And I can move it anywhere I want. Now, when I hand this paper out to students, they'll have this QR code. One thing that's very good practice is to also, if I go back to my Google URL shortener and copy that one more time, it's good practice to put the URL in with the QR code just in case somebody doesn't have a QR reader on their device. So I'm going to insert a text box and just paste that into there like that. That way it's there for anybody who needs it. Then I'm all set. I can just hand out the student portion, and they can scan and get the directions, and I won't be wasting so much paper. Hope that works for you. There's a ton of different ways to use QR codes in the classroom. You can get really creative with it. Enjoy.